Welcome back, everyone, to your online weekly music theory lesson. So, we are doing last week's lesson today. So, I will try my best to do this week's music theory lesson towards the end of this week. Okay, if that makes sense. Let's go over the answers from last time we had our lesson. All right, so level one, beginning level. Number one was a half step down. Number two was a half step down. Number three was a half step up. And number four was a half step up. Oh, yeah. Number two section, the answers for that was number one, half step down. Number two was a half step down. Number three was a half step up. And number four was a half step up. Oh, yeah. Next section, Ricky Fresh. Okay, I'm going to stop that now. Number one was a whole step. Number two was a whole step. Number three was a whole step. And number four was a whole step. Next section. Number one, I played A major pentascale. That was correct. I played it correctly. Number two, I played a B flat major pentascale. That I played it incorrectly. I played an F major pentascale. That I played incorrectly. And number four, I played a C major pentascale and it was incorrect. So, intermediate level section. Here we go. Number one, I played a C major scale for all four answers. But did I add an accidental in number one? No, I did not. Number two, did I play an accidental? Yes, I did. Number four was wrong. Number three, I played an accidental. It was number seven on the scale degree, and that was wrong. Now, lastly, number four, I played a number three accidental, which was wrong for the key of C major because we all know there's no sharps or flats. Okay, ear training, page 48, number 5, section where we talked about the rhythmic dictation. Letter A was the top, letter B was the bottom. Advanced level, here we go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I played an A major root position. Letter number 2. Letter number 2, did you like that? Number 2, I played a B major first inversion. Number 3, I played a C major root position. And number 4, I played a D major first inversion. Okay, so that was the end of that. Let's keep going. Today, for our beginner levels, we're going to be talking about book 2. We are going into book 2, talking about the amazing factor of page 64 of sharps and flats. Now, if you've already done this with me, please skip ahead so that you can be awesome just like me. Okay, so, all right, page 64. This is big. I'm sorry. I apologize. Page 46. There we go. I'm going to be doing a screen share. So let's get to it. Okay. So if you're not my student and you don't have this book, let's follow with. Okay? Okay, page 46. We're going to be talking about the sharps. Here we go. To make writing and reading music easier, you can place all the sharps used in a scale or piece immediately after the clef sign. Boom shakalaka. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so when we have that happen, this is called the key signature, right? You probably already know this. If you don't, keep listening. It indicates the notes that will be sharped each time they appear the entire piece. Not just part of the piece, but the entire piece. Okay? Okay, here we go. In this case, any F will always be played sharp. Boom. Unless there is a natural sign before the F, then play the natural. Sharps written in the key signature always appear in a specific order. Here are the sharp key signatures of the scales you probably already know. This is how it looks for the key of G major, 1 sharp. This is how it looks for the key of D major, 2 sharps. Pretty cool, huh? The order of the sharps in the key signature for up, to the two sharps is F and C. To figure out the name of a major key from the key signature, go up a half step from the last sharp. As an example, a key signature of F sharp would be the key of G major. A key signature of F sharp and C sharp would be the key of D major. Now, I'm going to jump ahead for a smidge second, and I'm going to skip to page page 53 really quickly, and I'm going to show you in a perfect example how to memorize the order of the sharps and flats. If you do not know this, please stick with me. If you don't, if you already do, then still listen. It's good for you to refresh your memory. Ha! So here we go. These are the quick order of the sharps and flats, ladies and gentlemen. We have to have boom. This is super important. So if you want to keep your piece of paper and you can say frog, cats, goats, dogs. I'm loving the animal thing here today. Uh, let's see. Let's throw it out. Let's throw a fruit in there. How about apple? And then maybe let's throw in eat, EAT. And then we can say bat. So the point of this is that you are going to figure out a name game that will help you memorize the order of the sharps very quickly. Okay. So you can always do this in your own time. And let's go back up to page 46 if my computer will function well. There we go. So back to page 46. All right. Now we are discussing how important it is to memorize that because boom, we've got these amazing stuff to write in. So it's asking you to name the following major key signatures. So here we have already the answers way up there already. Here we already have the answers for these here. I'm just making a mess here. Basically, this whole section here, we already have the answers for way up here. I always tell you guys, my students, that your answers will always be in your questions. Number 4, writing the following major key signatures. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Pretty simple though. D major, G major, G major, D major. Pretty much the same thing, but in different clefs. So this is super simple. It does ask you to write the order of the first two sharps in the key signatures. Well, that's pretty simple. There's the answers like way up there. So there you go. Basically the most important thing that you look for ahead of time is the order of the sharps. Just remember it's going to be F, C, G, D, A and B. I'm sorry, A, E, and B. A. Oh, I'm bull. Like that? A little cartoon character voice. All right. So if you look at this part right here, it's called bead. B-E-A-D. B-E-A-D spells bead, right? And then we have the GCF, which spells nothing. But we'll get into this next week about the order of the sharps and how to memorize them even quicker. So, okay. I wanted to show you that really quickly. If you already know about that cool stuff, if you don't, keep it with me. Okay. Let's go into page now. Oh, humana. We're going to do an ear training lesson 39 through 42. 39 through 42 is the lessons that most of you have been doing. This is on, you can find this on page 66. I don't know if this book has it, but let's find out. Page 66. Dun, 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 dun. Hey. Okay, this does not have page 66. So basically, those that do have the book that are my students, let's do this now. So I'm going to stop the screen share. There we go. Okay, if you are on page 66, listen very carefully. You're going to, number one, listen to the 16th notes in the following example. Okay, and now this is where my piano skills come in on my virtual piano. All right, here we go. All right, I want you to listen to this part. I'm going to clap the rhythm first and I'm going to count it out. All right, so here we go. 1 and 2 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 1 and 1 and a 2 and 1 and 1 and the 2. 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and a 2. 1 and 2E and a 1 and 2E and a 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and a 2 and 1 and 2. Rest on the and. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to sing it. La da dee 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 da dee da dee 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 da dee da dee 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 da dee 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 dee. That's the wrong song. Here we go. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna try to play this. Na dee da. Da, da. Where am I? I'm trying. Let's see. Ugh. There we go. Okay. That was my poor attempt to play that one. American portrayal. Anyway, I'm laughing at myself because that was just awful. All right, number 2. Now I want this is seriousness now. Snap out of it. Number 2, I want you to listen to the rhythm pattern and write it below. Write it below. There will be a 1 measure count off. Write the rhythm using the F note only. The example will be played twice. Here we go. Here's the note. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. I'm sorry. Let me start over again. Hang on. That was the first measure was correct. Here we go. Okay. One more time. I'm not doing this so great. Let me clap it. Okay, let me clap it. Here we go. Just start over fresh. Playing it twice. 1, 2, ready, go. All right. Number 3, I want you to listen to the dotted eighth followed by a 16th pattern in the following example. Triumphant trumpet. Good gracious. Trumpet tune. All right, here we go. So the rhythm for that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1E and 2E and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and 2E and 3 and 4. And that sounds like this one. Try to play it. I'm sorry. Dun dee da 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 do da dee da da dee da dee da. Not bad, huh? Let's see. Naughty. Let's see. Do 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 do. I'm trying to work without a piano here, you guys. Bear with me. All right, number 4. So listen to the rhythm pattern to write it below. There will be one measure count off. Write the rhythm using the D note only. The example we play twice. Here again, if you've already done this ear training exam, please keep going on. Okay, number 4. Only going to need, we are in 3/4 time. Here we go. Okay, I think I'm going to clap this rhythm, not play it. Here we go. Ready, go. Again. All right. I'll play it one more time slowly. All right, number 5. We are in cut time. So we have a half rest, a whole note. I'm sorry, a half rest, a half note, slurred into a quarter, 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 half note, half note, half note, half note, dotted half note, quarter, 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 half note, whole note. So everything is going to be cut in size. So now it's going to be it's going to be a quarter rest, dotted quarter, slurred into an eighth note, eighth note, eighth note, eighth note. That's 4 eighth notes. The next measure 3 is a quarter, 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 dotted quarter, eighth, 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 quarter, quarter, half note. So everything is cut. We're subtracting, okay? So number 6, I want you to listen to the rhythm pattern and write in below, and there will be one measure count off. Write the rhythm using the note C only. That's C, okay? Actually, no. No, actually, it's this one. It's this one. I'm sorry. Ah! That's middle C right there. This is octave higher. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. One more time, ready, go. All right, now go back into music theory. We are going to talk about triads really quickly. This is advanced level. Again, if you've already done this, just you've wrapped it up, just do it again for your time's sake, or just refresh your memory is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we are talking about 5/7 chords, first, second, and third inversions. Everybody, this is if you're looking at this book, we are on page 85, unit 13, lesson 53. We couldn't find it online, unfortunately, so we're just gonna wing it today. Oh lordy, but I am going to use my chalkboard today for this example. So let's go ahead, and that's a terrible line. Okay. If you are not an advanced student, it will be a good idea just to watch and learn and just observe what's going on. All right, we got 5 lines. So root position, we're going to look at a G major root position here. Okay, we're in bass treble clef. There we go. This is a root position. Draw your snowmans. They're not that gorgeous, but let's try to make them gorgeous. That's somewhat gorgeous. Okay, so we are in first inversion going to take what's called the seventh note. Now, why do they call it the seventh note? Because F is the seventh note scale degree next to G. So for first inversion, we're going to take that sucker and we're going to keep it in the first inversion. Okay, so we're going to keep the F and we're going to take, hold on a second, guys. Hold on, I got one more thing to do. Okay, where were we? All right, so we're going to keep the seventh and we're going to take the root and we're going to bring it up. We're going to bring it up next to that F, okay? But everything else stays the same. And here again, this is your third and your fifth note of the scale. This is your seventh and this is your octave. It's now an 8. This one wasn't a 1, but now it's going to be. All right, second inversion. Okay, second inversion. We're going to keep the fifth and the seventh only. The fifth and the seventh only. Okay, the other two things are going to what? Oh, and excuse me, we're also going to keep the root as well. We're going to keep the root. Boom, shakalaka. Going to keep that up there. The only thing that's going to be changing for second inversion is going to be what? The third note is going to be inverted to a octave. So 1, 3. So we have a B here. So that B, which is right here, is going to invert up. So this is F, the space is G, and then we have a line, which is A. So above that line is a B. So we're going to do what? Let's kind of go back a little bit so we can make this less sloppy. And we're going to draw a line, and there's that B, because this was our B here, so we're inverting it. Okay, so that's your second inversion. All right, now third inversion. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Get some more lines here. And this is how you'll do it for no matter what key signature you're in, but make sure you watch out for how many sharps or how many flats are in your key. Okay, because you will be bringing that with you. Okay, third inversion. Okay, what are we going to be keeping? We're going to be keeping the seventh. Okay, and then we're going to be keeping that root yet again, which is the what? The 8th of the scale. And then we're also going to be keeping that third from that last inversion we just did. That does not look pretty. And that is that. Okay, there we go. Now, what are we going to be inverting? That D note, which is the 5th. So we're taking this guy and we're inverting it now. So that's going to be our D note. And that's how your inversion will look, actually. It actually needs to look like this. Ah. Okay, so that's what it needs to look like for the inversion for the third. Okay, so here again, we took the 5th and we went boom. I'm sorry. We took the 5th and went boom. All right. We took the 3rd and we went boom. We took the root and we went boom. So look at that. Look how cool that is. Okay, so now let's do a couple together really quickly. Ah, that's what I get for using a mouse pad and not a mouse. Okay, number one, we are in, bring that over. That's not pretty, but you get the idea. Okay, let's do number one. We are in the key of G major. We have one sharp. We are doing a D7. We're doing a D7 chord. So the third is going to be sharped, but we don't need it, just letting you know. So D, F sharp, A, C. So we're going to be inverting it for the first, second, and third inversion. So keep in mind, this is 1, 3, 5, and 7. 7 is here again, the seventh note of the scale degree. Okay. So, how many? Oh yeah, don't forget that we are in D7. D7. Okay. So how we invert it for the first inversion. I'm just gonna do one of them with you. Okay. So we're taking the first inversion. We're taking the octave, bringing it up here. I'm sorry. There. Okay. Boom. Okay. And then everything else stays the same. Bring that over there. Second inversion, we keep that. We keep the root. We keep the seventh and the fifth, but we're taking the third and we're bringing it up to an octave. Okay. 1, 3, 5. Sorry, that's wrong. 3, 5, 7, and that's an 8. So we're bringing the third up an octave. We're bringing that F to an octave. So we're now looking up here. That's an E. I'm sorry. There we go. That's what it should look like. All right. Now for so that's second inversion. Third inversion. Here we go. We are keeping the octave for the eighth, or for the root, I should say. We're keeping the seventh. And now we're going to invert the fifth. So, oh yeah, and this guy stays. This is the third from previous inversion. So the fifth is going to be raised up an octave now. What is the fifth? An A. So the A is on the line. So that's how your third inversion is going to look like. Okay. All righty. So let's go to number 2. Number 2, we have you to indicate the inversion of the following 5/7 chords. Okay. So I want you to identify them. What inversion are they in? Yikes. Let's do only a couple together. We are in treble clef. The first one, they give it to you. It's a C. Now, how did they come up with that? Well, you notice that the C is already inverted. And it has a B flat, C7. So the C was already inverted up there. So now we just have E, G, and B. Okay, my spaces are a little too spaced. My lines are a little too spaced, I meant to say. B flat. Ah! There we go. Okay. B flat is an accidental, so keep that in mind. That is not just a C7, that is a diminished. Okay, so let's do the empty one next. The A7. Okay, we have an A7. Remember, the seventh represents the 4 chord. Okay, so we have an E, a G, we have an C, excuse me, an A and a C sharp. So if the A is our inversion, okay, or excuse me, if our A is the, oh, good gravy. Okay, so if our A is our root, this means it's an inversion. So it's been inverted for us. So this means that we're in first inversion. See how cool that is? Pretty cool. Now that is a C sharp. So that means that this chord is augmented. Remember, if anything is raised up a half step or lowered a half step, that means it's been either augmented or diminished. Okay? Because the original key that we're in is a C major. It's just A7 happens to be the A of the scale degree. Okay. All right. All right. Let's move on to the next section. Number 3, write the following 5/7 chords in the given inversions. The bottom note is given. So I want you to add an accidental where it's needed. So we're in bass clef. Okay. And we have an F7. And it's a third inversion. Yikes. So just remember, okay, that the 7th, okay, is what? It's going to be, oh, it's an E flat, okay? And that is a diminished. This is a diminished chord. So we have, this has already been given to us. I'm just giving you the idea of what's going on here. Okay. So the point is to find out where everything needs to be done. Okay. So remember to write the following 5/7 chords in the given inversions. The bottom note is given. Okay. So the next one is C. Good gravy. C7. Okay. So it is a first inversion. So that means that the root is going to be brought up to an octave, right? So the first given note that they give us is an E natural. Okay. This is bass clef. Just remember that. So let's go ahead and write down the C in the octave. Here we go, is your C. Okay. Because your C was down here for the root position, but we brought it up an octave, remember, for first inversion. Okay. All right. So now we're going to write the rest of the notes. Okay. So the rest of the notes are going to be what? Well, if we think about it, we have, this is what it's going to be looking like for a inversion. Okay. I'm sorry, for your root. Okay. So we're going to keep, everything is going to be kept except you're going to invert the root. Yeah. Hold on a second. So you're going to take that and, okay. And actually, okay, this needs to move over here. Good gravy. This is what it's properly supposed to look like. Okay, so you have an E, you have a C. I'm sorry, a G, I should say G, and G, B, and D. Okay, and that is your C7. Yeah, wait a minute. Okay. Danielle Frankel is having a little brain fart here. So it's actually the C is over here. I got my brain stuck on treble clef, so it's going to be um, right there because this is E, G, E, and then C. And this is the C7 chord. Oh God, I hope I'm doing this right. I'm such in a hurry right now at this point. But you guys you get the idea. C, E, G, B. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, because that's what it would look like for the um, position, the root position. So I am correct. Okay, making sure. I'll never second guess yourself like I just did, because if you know the answer, you know the answer. So, okay, you guys, good job today. I will see you next week. I'll see you. No, I will see you at the end of this week for these questions, for the answers to this question. Okay. All right. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thanks for putting up with my muting on and off. So just trying to work away from my office today. So, all right. Have a great week, you guys. Bye.